Yo, what's going on guys? Cody here and welcome back to another Paragon video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Ranger build. With the recent changes to the karma system and items being buffed and reworked, balanced, I wanted to get a newer guide on how the Rangers are currently building. All this information that is gathered for these builds, these are from the high level players who are playing high end rank. They are competing in these tournaments and these are the builds that they are using. So I wanted to get this out. That way you guys are aware of what's the current build, the current meta build, and help you guys in your games. But first, the thing that we need to go over is going to be the karma system. So the items for the karma system, there's a couple of them. I think there's like 6 of them. The main ones that you're going to be using, it's going to be the teleport. So this is going to help you, get into combat if you can get an easy kill, or it's usually going to be escaping out of combat. That way you don't die. Pretty simple. The other karma system is going to be purge. That way you can cleanse yourself. If they have, like in this case, like there's a decker, if they stun me, I can cleanse it, and if that stun is going to end up getting me killed. So that's another item you can go to. 2 other karma items that you can potentially look at. It's not recommended, but it's there. Is going to be the scout. Scout is definitely one picked up in mid kind of often. Scout is going to give you just passive gold throughout the game, so you get more gold. Also, you're going to be able to get more wards. You can counter ward the enemy dual lane. That way you can win that ward battle. And then when it comes to late game, you have so many wards that you can put out as well. But one of the main things is going to be just getting that passive gold. While you're in lane, you should be getting those last hits, so you're going to be getting gold. But if you do miss a last hit, or if your support accidentally takes one, or if anything like that, if you get a rotation and you miss those last hits, you also still get gold because of that system, that karma spell. But as you're traveling to lane, if you back and you're traveling, you'll get a little bit bonus gold. So overall, you're just getting a little bit more gold with that item. The other item is going to be the recovery. This one you're not really going to be using that often. This one is just going to give you a health kind of in lane. So if you're fighting and if you're if you're not really safe, if you're not comfortable with fighting at a lower combat, if you don't know the damage numbers and things like that, you can get a recovery system. That way, recovery karma. That way you can just get a quick burst of healing to help you within lane. But ideally, it's going to be teleport and purge. All right, so as far as building the Rangers, so at level 1, whenever you start into the game, you're going to have 500 gold. You're going to buy 2 potions of the health potion. That's going to be 100 gold. You're going to buy the rechargeable potion. That's going to be 150. And then you'll buy a speed booster. That's going to give you 10% attack speed, and that's 250. So that'll equally use your 500 gold whenever you start. On your first back, it's going to be the life steal. This is going to give you 12 power, 10 life steal. It's going to help you sustain in lane. That way you can survive a little bit longer in lane. You can work on your last hits a little bit longer, try to get that gold. It's going to give you a little bit of power, but mainly it's going to be that sustain, surviving in the lane. That way you don't have to back as often. You're losing out on farm. That's kind of the key item, or key reason for buying this item. The first item that we're going to fully build into is going to be Spiritus Armor. This is going to be 2,600 gold. It's going to give you 40 power, 30 attack speed, and some tenacity and movement speed. Pretty good stats for a really cheap item. On the passive, whenever you basic attack, you're going to get acceleration, so you'll be able to move. You'll become immune to the basic attack movement penalty. Mainly, the stats here are going to be really, really nice. Just power, attack speed, movement speed, and tenacity. All those stats for only 2,600 gold. So pretty cheap, stat efficient item. So this is going to be your first item that you back. The second item that we're going to build into is going to be Fanatics Armor. This is going to be for 2,800 gold. So as you can see, as you're farming and you're building you're making your build, the cheaper items are going to be the ones you want to go into first. That way you have a constant power spikes throughout the game. You don't want to go into a big item first. You don't want to go into a treasure sword of kingdom right off the bat. So you want to slowly build up your build with cheaper items leading you all the way. So the next item is going to be the Fanatics Armor. It's going to be 2,800 gold. It's going to be 30 power, 20 crit, 20 attack speed, and then the passive you're going to get a shield. That way you can have a little bit of survivability. So again, this item is pretty good, solid item. 2,800. You're going to get power. You're going to start building into some crit, and you're going to continue to build in attack speed. That's kind of the main theme of the build: is power, crit, attack speed, and then life steal. That's just kind of the key items that you want. Also pen, of course, you want those items to be able to shred the front line. Now, after you buy this item, The third item is going to vary, not including this, but the third full item is going to vary. So at this stage of the game, is the front line a problem? Are the tanks diving you? Are they pretty tanky? Do they have a lot of tanks on the enemy team? They have a lot of physical defense? They have a lot of health? If that's the case, then you want to go into Sitar Chainsaw. This will be a great item. The next item will be if you don't need to build into pin, right? If they're not tanky targets, they don't have a lot of physical defense, but they have a lot of health. Then the other item you will go into is Merchant Jewelry Box. It's going to give you 40 power, 20% attack speed, and you're going to deal bonus damage equal to 6% of the target's current health. So the bigger health pool that they have, the more damage you do to their current health. As you do more damage and as they get lower, this item becomes less effective. But it's going to be either one of these items here. If you really don't need any of these items, if they're not tanky at all, if they're not building any health at all, then what you could actually do is go into and finish that emergency treatment. You'll finish the rest of the item. You're going to get power, attack speed, life steal. So again, just kind of a little bit more survivability. And then after that, you'll build. So either one of these items, typically in like a casual environment, you're probably going to be building Jewelry Box first, and then you'll go into Chainsaw. Then it won't be that tanky. But it just kind of depends on the enemy team. The very last item in the build is going to be Treasure Sword of Kingdom. This item is really expensive, 3,700 gold. You're going to be getting 70 power, 20 crit. Whenever you have this item plus this item is going to give you your 40 crit chance. So you're going to increase your critical damage by 25% if your critical rate is above 40%. So this is going to be the last item. It's really expensive item, but once you get it online, you'll be able to do more crit damage. But these are going to be your main items first. This will always it's always going to be your last item. It's too expensive. You can't build into it right away because if you need to get, pin shred, then you have to get the chainsaw first. So that's going to be your core build. I did put in a situational item here. Ideally, you're not really going to be building into lifesteal. If the enemy team is pretty sustainable, they have a lot of healing on the enemy team, and your team they're not building against it. If they don't have any health anti-healing on your team, then you have to be the one to do it. If no one else is, this will be an item that you'll go into. Sword of Decay. You would swap this out for Spiritus Armor. So you won't get the Spiritus Armor. Instead, you'll get anti-healing. And that way you have 60% crit with these three items. You get power, attack speed, and you reduce the enemy's healing. So this is very situational. It really just depends on if your teammates are not buying into any anti-heal. But that's going to be pretty much the build here. One item that you can go into that I do see other people go into as well is going to be Electric Stone. I didn't put it in this build. Electric Stone is really cheap. It'll be your first. Whenever you get 2,000 gold, you just back and you can fully buy this item. It's super cheap. If you do buy this item, then this is going to be replacing your Spiritus Armor. So you'll buy this item, then you'll start building to more crit, and then Chainsaw or Jewelry Box, and then the other, and then your Sword of Kingdom, or it could just replace your lifesteal altogether. Usually, whenever the game goes, if you build this item in, the enemy team is going to buy anti-heal, so it makes the emergency treatment not that beneficial, because they are going to be countering the build. So instead of fully building this out, you'll just sell it late game, and you'll have this and these 5 items. You'll buy this second, and that typically they usually don't in casual gameplay. They're not really building anti-heal, so building into emergency treatment, it just kind of depends on the enemy team. But yeah, guys, that is going to be the Ranger build. This is the current build. Again, all these builds are from higher level players who play high level rank and who've been competing in tournaments. These are kind of the items that we've been building into. Leave a comment below if it works out for you, if you like it, if any of you guys disagree with this build, let me know as well. But yeah, guys, next video we're going to be going over the casters. My favorite role. It's the role that I like to mainly play. Casters are pretty strong at the moment, but that'll be for next video. If you're new to Paragon, definitely subscribe, share with your friends as well. Where I want to get more people to play Paragon, and these videos, these guides help Paragon kind of grow with educating other people. So definitely share with your newbie friends so they can have a little early advantage going into other newer players. But alright guys, that's me in the video. Everyone take care, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.